Alright, y'all, we locked in, man. We locked in. You get off the sidewalk. So just want to show y'all where I'm at. All right. Down here at the federal courthouse. Okay. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share this video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on my Instagram, The Podcast Was Sold. Follow me on Spotify, The Podcast Was Sold. All right, so here we go. So I went back up for the second half for the day.
She said she was a former counsel.
All right, so after Dawn Richard got off the stand, the government brought in another witness, a girl by the name of Carrie Morgan, who was Cassie's best friend. Okay? Cassie Morgan and Cassie were best friends from 2001 to 2018. All right? They don't speak anymore. They stopped speaking. What's up, Maria? In 2018, when Carrie Morgan allegedly said that Puffy assaulted her. She said that in 2018, she was at Cassie's house. Puffy came in, grabbed her around her neck, and hit her upside the head with a hanger, wooden hanger. She contacted some lawyers to sue Puff. Cassie intervened, met up with her in West Hollywood at a pizza place and gave her $30,000 cash and made her sign an NDA, or a non-disclosure agreement. Cassie told her, Carrie Morgan, that she was overreacting and that it really wasn't that deep. That pissed Carrie Morgan off, and Carrie cut the friendship off. Okay? She came in, she took the stand. She says that she was subpoenaed and that she didn't want to testify. She didn't want to be a part of this. Her and Cassie, this is according to Carrie Morgan, became friends when they both were models. From around 2001, Carrie Morgan was 16, Cassie was 15. They were models. They both lived together in New York City in 2004. When she took the stand, the prosecution asked her, do you know Sean Combs? Do you know Puffy? She said yes. She says, do you see him in the courtroom? She said yes. She says, can you point him out for us? She looked over and she pointed to Puff. She says, what is he wearing? Carrie Morgan said he's wearing a yellow sweater, which Puffy did have on a yellow sweater today. She said that Puffy and Cassie started dating in 2007. Badge of Wolf. Badge of Wolf. Carrie Morgan also testified that her, Carrie Morgan, Puffy, and Cassie all used drugs together. Molly, weed, and ecstasy. Carrie Morgan also testified that Puffy took her and Cassie on trips to Las Vegas, to Miami, to LA, to Italy.
No, I submitted for the judge.
The prosecution asked her, how does ecstasy, weed, and Molly make you feel? She says, ecstasy makes you feel euphoric. The prosecution asked her, did you use drugs with Cassie alone without Puff? She said, yes. What kind of drugs? Opiates and weed. So Carrie Morgan and Cassie, who were best friends from 2001 to 2018, used opiates and smoked weed together when Puff wasn't around. The government asked her, the prosecution, describe Puffy. Carrie Morgan said, Puffy was he was a nice man. He was nice. He was generous. He was intimidating. He had a strong presence. The government took this route and they said, Carrie, when you first met Cassie, what was she like? Was she confident? Carrie said yes. The government then said, as time went on, what did you notice about Cassie and her confidence? Carrie testified that it went away as a result of the physical abuse and the verbal abuse and the mental stress caused by Puffy. Carrie also said that her and Cassie talked a lot about her music career. Okay? Carrie said that Puffy was in charge of Cassie's music career and that Puffy would not put out a lot of her music and was holding her back. Carrie also testified that she saw Puffy assault Cassie 2 times in the period of 2007 to 2018. One time in Los Angeles and one time in Jamaica. Carrie testified she saw Puffy kick Cassie, pull her hair, and punch Cassie. Puffy was renting a house in Hollywood Hills. Carrie testified this was one of the times she saw Puffy assault Cassie. At this assault, it was Cassie, Puffy, Carrie, and a dude named Ruben, who was Puffy's security. Puffy pushed Cassie. Carrie told Ruben, do something. Ruben did nothing. Carrie and Cassie left, and they went next door to the neighbor's house, and they hid on the stairs. They kept quiet. They talked in a whisper because they could see Puffy and Ruben looking for Cassie. Carrie then testified that same night, later that same night, Cassie went back to Puffy and she went back to the hotel. Then she talked about the prosecution brought up January 2013. They were on vacation. At first, on vacation, it was just Cassie, somebody named Nellie, somebody named Lucas, Carrie Morgan, and another friend. They were down in Jamaica celebrating something for one of their friends. Puffy was not there. Puffy flew down there later to meet Cassie in Jamaica with her friends. She says on this trip, Cassie got up and went to the bathroom. She was gone, and then Puffy said she's taking too long in the bathroom. He went to the bathroom looking for Cassie. The next thing Carrie said, she heard Cassie screaming, and Puffy was dragging her by the hair down this long hallway. Puffy then pushed her on the ground. Puffy then pushed Cassie on the ground. Cassie hit her head on a brick. Her eyes closed, and she was not moving for 20 to 30 seconds, and she had a big bump on her forehead. She says she then got into an argument with Puff about what Puffy did to Cassie. Carrie, Cassie's best friend Carrie, got into an argument with Puff about what Puff had just did to Cassie. Cassie then got up from laying down and ran into the bushes. Carrie jumped on a golf cart. Puffy jumped on a golf cart, and they started riding around looking for Cassie. Watch yourself, man. Watch yourself. Puffy and Carrie got on a golf cart and started looking for Cassie. Carrie found Cassie, and her and Cassie went and hid in a ditch and was down quiet watching Puffy look for Cassie. Then they went back to the house. The government then asked Carrie Morgan, did you ever see Cassie fighting Puff back from some of these assaults? Carrie Morgan said, yes. Eventually, Cassie started to fight back. Now, March the 6th, how you doing?
I'm good. Just watching you do your thing.
All right, but you filming me though.
5 seconds.
It's all right, but you gotta ask.
Can I film you?
Absolutely. All right. March the 6th, 2016. My man, what you doing? You taking pictures of me, man? What? Come here, who are you? Who are you? Huh? Come here. Who are you? You don't understand? Where you from? You from Italy? All right. Thank you, man. You go. All right. Yo, everybody out here, they taking pictures of me, they filming me, they not asking. They just like, yo. So, March the 6th, 2016, I think this is the day me and another girl were discussing this, and I need y'all to look this up and put it in the comment section. Look up the date of the Intercontinental Hotel assault where they show Puffy assaulting Cassie at the elevator with the towel. I think that date is March the 16th, March the 6th, 2016. Put my other phone at. March the 6th. Somebody put it up on the screen. So, the prosecution starts talking about this day. And I think this day is very important. What's the date of the assault? March the 5th. You sure tomorrow's leaders? March the 5th, 2016. Okay, okay. You sure? Okay, all right. So this is the day later, according to what the date I'm being given here. I was under the impression all of this happened on the same day, but it's still gonna support my point. March the 6th, Carrie Morgan was at Cassie's house. This is the day after March the 5th. I'm looking for another confirmation on that date. I'm looking for another confirmation on that date. March the 5th or March the 6th? Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. But this is gonna support what I'm saying. So what we have is March the 5th, this assault takes place by the elevator. And what's been being shown is the assault of Cassie by Puffy, which is wrong, 100%. Okay? At that, the next day, Carrie Morgan is at Cassie's house. Okay? She says that Cassie came in with a hoodie covering her black eye. Okay? Puffy came 30 minutes later with a hammer, banging on the door and yelling, trying to get in. Carrie Morgan says, I was terrified. Cassie was just numb. She wasn't doing anything. Carrie says that she called D-Rock, which was head of Puffy security, and she called KK, who was Puffy's assistant, to get Puff to leave. Puffy eventually left. Now, the police came. This is about 2 or 3 hours later. The police came. They asked Carrie for her ID and who she was. She gave them her ID. Carrie Morgan on the stand testified Cassie would not give the police her ID, and she didn't tell the police no statement. Cassie gave no statement. They asked her for ID. She didn't give it to them. She told them nothing. Carrie Morgan told Cassie, talk to the cops. Tell them what's going on. Tell them what's up. Carrie testified, Cassie never wanted to call the police on Puff. She never cooperated with the police against Puff. Carrie Morgan testified, I talked to Cassie about leaving Puff. Carrie said Cassie told her, I can't. He pays for my car, he gives me an allowance, he pays my rent on my apartment, he controls my career, I can't leave. This is what Cassie would tell her. Now, this is the interesting point about March the 5th 2016, and March the 6th, 2016. Now, when Cassie was on the stand, and I gotta verify this, I could be wrong. I remember thinking the assault that took place by the elevator, which really is a 6-minute long video, but they keep looping the 15-second piece where he's running down the hallway with the towel and he assaults her by the elevator and drags her away, which is cold-blooded wrong. But that's what they keep looping, and they leave it there on the media. But that video is actually 6 minutes long, and they showed it in the court where Puffy is there talking to Cassie. He's there talking to Cassie. And what I understood, and maybe I misunderstood, I gotta verify, Cassie called an Uber to her house on that day because the security officer from the hotel came up and he asked Cassie, "Do you want to leave?" Cassie said yes. Puffy told the security, "She ain't going nowhere. She ain't leaving." And the security told Puffy, "Yes, she is," and let her leave. Cassie took an Uber from the hotel to her house. Cassie took an Uber from the hotel to her house. While she was leaving, Puffy is texting her. They showed this. Puffy texted her about 6 or 7 times. PLS, call me. PLS, call me, which I think means please. Please call me. Please call me. The police coming, they're gonna lock me up. Please call me. Cassie never responds to the text. And I swear I remember them saying, Cassie saying, later that night, she hooked back up with Puffy on the same night, and they went to Cassie's movie premiere together. On a movie she shot in South Africa in 2015 when she was dating Michael B. Jordan. And we're gonna get to that. They talked about that. But even if it wasn't the same day, right? Even if it was the next day, March the 6th, 2016. After that assault that we saw, which was wrong, Puffy was wrong as 2 left shoes for doing that. The very next day, they got together and went to the movie premiere together, right? And this is just supporting the point of the defense, is that this is just a domestic violence dispute, right? Because why would you?
That was deliberate. We just saw, yeah.
Why would you link back up? Why would you go back to somebody that has done this to you, right? If it was what they said it was, why did you go back? And this supports her point where Cassie constantly repeated herself on the stand that she loved Puffy. And that Puffy would tell her, "I love you." There's more, and I'm going to talk about this more. Puffy is seen with this girl going to the Met Gala, the Met Ball at the Metropolitan. All of these red carpet events. They're always seen together. Go online, flash photos. She's by his side at all these red carpet. You don't take your side piece to none of this stuff. You don't. As men, listen to me. And ladies, y'all know about this too. If I gotta go, and I've lived this kind of life, right? And see, you have to be a special kind of man, right? To have these types of options with women. You have to be a ladies' man, right? You have to be good looking, you have to have style, you have to have a mouthpiece, you have to be attractive, right? And I've lived this life, and I'm not the only one. Puffy lives this life on a much grander scale with money. And a lot of you dudes that are listening to this part of this video have lived that life or maybe living that life. You got your main honey, you got your main lady, and you got a side piece right there that you could just hit whenever. And you may have another side piece over there. You may have 2 side pieces, 3 side pieces. She letting you hit it for free because she likes you. She cooked for you. She just like your company. She just like you. She likes the sex y'all have. Same thing with this one. Y'all just got a physical relationship. You just hitting it. You may take her out to eat, you may go to the movies, but that's the extent. My mother used to tell me, she say, why buy the cow when you could get the milk for free? Why buy the cow when you could get the milk for free? You don't gotta do nothing. She just wants you, she just like for you to hit it. She like you, she love you. You can hit it for whenever. You ain't gotta take her out. You ain't gotta spend no money on her. You ain't gotta do none of that. This one, you gotta take her out to eat, go to the movies, and you can hit it. These is your side pieces. You're not taking them to no red carpet event. You're not taking them, I'm not taking them to nowhere to be seen with me, right? Because I got a main piece. Now my main piece on my level, on my money level, I'm helping them with a car insurance, I'm helping them with groceries, I'm helping them with a cell phone bill. You know, she in a jam, Sean, I need, you know, I'm doing stuff for her. The honey that I'm doing something for, the honey, right, that I'm spending this on, I love her. I like her. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. The honey that I love, I'm spending money on her. I'm taking her. She could be seen with me. We can go anywhere because I love her, right? And this is the whole crux of the Cassie case, right? This is the whole thing. He's taking her everywhere. She got an apartment in Manhattan, car. We going, he's renting yachts. They talked about it on here. The first time he met Cassie, he rented a yacht, took her on the yacht, took her out to eat, took her to the club. He spent money on this girl the whole time. He constantly said in the text messages, he loves her, and vice versa. I just wanted to raise that point because that supports that they was in love. They had this big fight in front of the elevator one day, and then the very next day, or maybe the same day, they together and they go to this movie premiere together. The police come, right? Cassie don't give no statement. She don't cooperate. She don't even give her name. They asked Cassie for her license. She wouldn't give the 5-0 her license. She said, I ain't telling y'all nothing. She doesn't call domestic abuse or whatever. She don't do none of that. But she go get back with Puff, and they go to the premiere together. In 2018, what's up, man?
You already know.
What's going on?
You already know.
All right. You want to film?
content.
You want to film me?
Yeah.
Go ahead, you can film.
Got it. Thank you.
2018, Carrie, and everybody get his video a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up and share this video. 2018, Carrie Morgan on the stand. Puffy assaulted me at Cassie's house in Hollywood Hills. You filming me? Why didn't you ask me? You just told me you don't.
Sorry.
Huh?
Why?
Do I film you? Do I go around filming you? Huh? No, don't say I can't, because you know you wouldn't like that. Unless I asked you, right? Right? It's about respect, right? Huh? Right, but that was him.
Apologize.
He asked me for respect. You ain't said nothing. You just pulled your camera out and started filming me. Go ahead. You can knock yourself out. So, they in Hollywood Hills. She said Puffy came up behind her, came up behind me and choked me. My man, you recording me, man? My man, you recording me?
I'm live.
So you gotta ask me, man. You can't just come. You know, why would you do that?
You gotta apologize, man. Take your talk, my brother.
So this is at the house in Hollywood Hills. Carrie testifies. Puffy came up behind me and choked me and hit me with a wooden hanger behind my right ear, and I got a concussion. And he asked me, who is Cassie cheating with? She says her lawyer reached out to Puffy, and Cassie ended up settling with her for $30,000, right? And made her sign a non-disclosure agreement, okay? Cassie then got with Carrie and says, you milking it and you're over-exaggerating. This is what Cassie told her best friend. And when she said that to Carrie, Carrie got offended and cut the friendship off. Now, this is Carrie's friend. This is Carrie under cross-examination by Puffy's lawyer, the head legal man, Puffy's head lawyer, Mark Agnifilo. This is the head man. He cross-examines Carrie Morgan. He asks her, why was Puffy mad? Was Puffy mad because Cassie was dancing with Chris Brown? Was Puffy mad because he was jealous of Michael B. Jordan? Cassie then goes to South Africa. Carrie goes with Cassie to South Africa along with Puffy's assistant, Mia. Cassie goes to South Africa to film a movie in South Africa. She's there for 2 months. For those 2 months, she blocks Puffy, she blocks everybody from getting in touch with her. She don't want to talk to nobody. But she is involved with Michael B. Jordan now. She talking to Michael B. Jordan. while she in South Africa. This is 2015. Carrie testifies that Puffy and Cassie were not together when she was in South Africa and she was having phone conversations or whatever else with Michael B. Jordan. The lawyer then brought up Gina, which was another piece. Gina, Cassie was jealous of this girl named Gina. Mark Agnifilo brings it up to Carrie. Was Cassie jealous of Gina? Carrie said yes. Mark says she was a big problem for Cassie, right? Yes. Now, my question to y'all, why hasn't Gina come up and filed no lawsuit? Why hasn't Gina made no allegations about Puff? Why hasn't Gina, you understand? And Mark Agnifilo said Puffy was seeing Gina, but damn near the same length of time he was seeing Cassie, and Gina would just not go away. Gina was a young girl too. Gina was a big problem for Cassie. This is Carrie Morgan. Gina was acting like a little girl. Cassie called Gina on the phone to see what was up. What's up with you and Puff? Cassie called Gina on the phone. Cassie was jealous. Calling some girl Puffy dealing with. Puffy is jealous. Calling this NFL player Cassie was dealing with. Mad about dancing with Chris Brown. Mad about Michael. You don't be, I'm not jealous. My side pieces, them two side pieces, I don't care who they talk to. I don't care who they talk to, as long as I can hit it when I want. But a woman I love, a woman I like, I'm jealous. If she messing with somebody else, I'm jealous. So,
Free Diddy.
both Cassie and Puffy was jealous if they found out one or the other one was talking to somebody else. They both was. They both was. Give this video a thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Gina, Carrie, and Mark Agnifilo said Gina got pregnant by Puffy. Gina got pregnant by Puff, the other honey, who's been quiet, who ain't filed no lawsuit against Puff, who ain't made no allegations against Puff. But y'all stay right there. Don't pause this video, because I'm finna hit y'all in the head with something else. Carrie Morgan testified that when the Los Angeles Police Department came to Cassie's house to question them about Puffy banging on the door with a hammer, when she opened the door to let the police in, they pushed her against the wall and took her ID. Carrie stated Cassie had a black eye. Mark Agnifilo said, was this at nighttime when the police came? Carrie said, nah. Was the room well lit when the police came? Carrie said, yeah. How far away was the police standing away from Cassie? 3, 4, 5 feet. Why they never wrote a report that she had a black eye? Why is that not it? Why? Mark Agnifilo, Puffy's lawyer. The police is questioning Cassie police questioning Cassie, who did this to you? I don't know. Cassie said, I don't know. I don't want to talk. Police said, Cassie, give me your ID. Give me your driver's license. She said, nah, I ain't giving you nothing. Do you want to make a statement? Do you want to write a report, Cassie? Cassie said, no. I don't want to talk. 5-0 left. Later on that night, Cassie get with Puff, and they go to the movie premiere together. What's up? How you doing? How you doing? Right. Cassie didn't snitch. Cassie ain't cooperate. So far in this trial, there has been no testimony that Puffy is a rat. So far in this testimony, so far in this trial, there's been no testimony that Puffy is like that. So far in this trial, there's been no testimony that Puffy is a snitch. You understand? So all of these allegations, like he this, he that, ain't none of that came out in the trial. Oh, he a fair, he worked, none of that came out. None of that came out. So far. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Cassie then meets Carrie at a pizza place in West Hollywood and gives her $30,000 and makes her sign a non-disclosure agreement. Right? Then Mark Agnifilo, don't do that. Mark Agnifilo then says, Carrie, where did Puffy hit you with the hanger? In the head, behind the ear? Did you go to, who's that right there? Mr. Rip Van Winkle. Mr. Rip Van Winkle, thank you for the super chat. Mark Agnifilo, Puffy's attorney, on the cross-examination of Carrie. Puffy hit you in the back of the head with the hanger. He choked you. Did you testify earlier to the prosecution that you went to urgent care, that you went to an urgent care. However, Miss Morgan, when you met with federal prosecutors, when did she meet with federal prosecutors? Hold on. You met with federal prosecutors December the 7th, 2023. You told them you was bloody and you went to the hospital. So which one is it? Did you go to the hospital or did you go to the urgent care? Which one is it? You also testified to the prosecutors that the hospital staff will call the LA police. They never did. Nobody called LA 5-0. Do you have any photos of your injury? Was any photos taken by the urgent care? Any records from urgent care do you have? She said no. She also testified that Puffy saw Cassie was taking too many drugs. Puffy arranged, paid for, and sent Cassie to a drug treatment program in Mexico called Abu Ghraib. Puffy himself, with his own nickel, under his own accord, under his own volition, under his own choice, paid for Cassie to go to drug treatment to get clean in Mexico. And when she got down there, he went for himself because he saw he was taking too many drugs. Cassie testified to that last week. They didn't stay clean. They both stayed clean like a month or two, and then they got right back on the drug tip. Mark Agnifilo questioned Carrie Morgan that you text Puffy by yourself. And this was the text message. Hold on, somebody calling me. Hold on. My phone now. Sean, what's up? Not much. What's going on, man? It's my son. Huh? No, where you at? Why you? No, go home. I'll call you back. I'll call you back in like 5 minutes. Where you at now? Nah, go to the house. I'll call you 5 minutes. All right. That was my son. Carrie texts Puffy on her own saying, I never really asked you to call me, but wanted to talk about Cassie's birthday. Cassie's birthday was coming up. Carrie texts Puffy on her own without letting Cassie know that she was texting Puff about her birthday. Could have been legit, but Cassie did testify last week. She kind of felt Puffy was trying to get at Carrie too. So she was like a little somewhat leery of Carrie being around Puff. And here we got Carrie texting Puff on her own about Cassie's birthday, but nonetheless, after she texted him about the birthday, she sent him a poem, like a positive affirmation poem. You understand? And Mark was like, why did you send that? You know, you want Puff to help himself. So anyway, I just wanted to let y'all know that. On May 2nd, 2017, there was some text messages and pictures of all of them at the Met Ball. Pictures with Puffy, Carrie, Dallas Austin, just them three. Pictures with Carrie, a bunch of other friends. Pictures with Puffy and Cassie, right? And then that was the extent of her testimony. She got up off the stand. Then the next witness called by the United States government, the prosecution, was this white dude named David James, who was Puffy's personal assistant from 2007, May 2007 to May 2009. Wipe my sweat. Working hard out here. David James graduated from Michigan State. Bad Boy Records put an ad in the New York Times, half a page, saying they were looking for an assistant for Puff. He applied, said he applied several times. They called him. Bad Boy headquarters was located at 1710 Broadway. When he went for the interview, he met a girl named Vashta. She was the senior vice president of human resources. And in her office was a big picture of Puff. And she told David James at his interview that this is Mr. Combs' kingdom and we are here to serve him. That's what she told David James on his first interview. He got hired. Now, the prosecution then begins to ask him about his job description. Y'all gotta check this out. This is gonna blow your mind. He said, my job description, I got paid. My man, you gotta ask me if you're gonna film me, man.
Well, hold on.
Huh?
Hold on.
Well, you gotta ask me, man. You can...
Okay, sorry.
All right. He got paid $70,000 a year. David James. This is in 2007. This is not today's money. $70,000 in 2007. He was Puffy's assistant. Traveled with Puff. Stayed on Star Island in Puffy's house in Miami. Stayed in Puffy's house in Los Angeles. Rented a hotel down the street in New York. Wherever Puffy was, he was. He said, my job description, I arrive at Puffy's house before he wakes up. I give him a folder with all of the paperwork he needs to look over. Things he has to sign, things he has to approve. I give him his schedule for that day. I turn on the TV for Puffy. I coordinate with Puffy's chef the exact time for the chef to start making his food, to coordinate the exact time Puffy gets out of bed. I ask Puffy when he wakes up, is he getting out of bed? I would stay with Puffy from the time he got out of bed to 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the afternoon. I would make arrangements for his dinner, whether he was going out to eat or the chef was going to cook him some more food. After he ate dinner, he would go to the studio. I would go with him to the studio until 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning. Before I could leave him at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, I had to get his call time, meaning what time did I need to be there the next day to do the same thing all over again. And he did this 6 to 7 days a week, and he said, I've even done this for 3 weeks straight. So Puffy's assistant, and this was just one of his assistants, he had many, was with him 20 hours to 22 hours a day, every day. Travel with him on the plane, wherever he went, Puff went. He said it. David James testified on the stand that when he started there, he met Puffy's security team, and Puffy's security team told him right off the bat, stay in your lane. Just do what you gotta do. Don't worry about what we gotta do. Octopro. My brother, you are doing an excellent job. I went to high school with Puff. I don't understand who this person we are witnessing now is. Just like I described to you, David James, his assistants, time spent with him on a daily basis, 20 hours a day, his assistant was with him. The security team, Uncle Paulie, D-Rock, Bonds, Big Tim, and Malik were also with him 20 hours a day. They didn't get into what they were paid. They also said that Puffy had a house in Alpine, New Jersey. Alpine, New Jersey may be one of the wealthiest towns in America. Alpine, A-L-P-I-N-E. It's in Bergen County. He had a house over there too. They talked about Puffy's chef. Chef Jordan. She was a female. David James, Puffy's assistant for 2 years. Mark Agnifilo the government asked him, how many girlfriends did Puffy have? Mark James said, Miss Porter, hold on.
That's how it got a little bit tight.
Miss Porter, a girl named Sarah, a girl named Tara, a girl named Yana, and Cassie. Puffy had 5 girlfriends. 5. Where they at? Where they at? Why they ain't filed no simple lawsuit? Why they not making these allegations? David James, Puffy's assistant, said Puffy had 5 girlfriends. Miss Porter, Kim Porter, was his main lady. But he had Sarah, Tara, Yana, and Cassie, and then we also know about Gina. They asked David James, say, have you ever heard Puffy talk about his relationship with Cassie? David James' assistant said, yes. I was sitting in the back of a Cadillac Escalade with Puff. We were driving somewhere, and Puffy said, Kim Porter, that's my queen. He said, Cassie is moldable. I got her right where I want her. And then that's where they cut off for the end of the day. That's where they cut off at the end of the day. So, I'm in the newsroom. I'm in the courtroom on the 24th floor. The case is being heard on the 26th floor. I ain't been able to get in there yet, but I'm gonna get in there. But y'all need to know this. Sir Rawness, what up? Thank you for that super chat. I'm glad you are listening to all the testimonies. The others are ready to convict on this weak case that prosecution has put so far. I am down here with all of the major media networks. Newsweek, Variety, CNN, AB, everybody is here. If they are not reporting to you what I'm reporting to you, then you know what it is. I'm writing down exactly what I'm hearing. This is the podcast. So authenticity never went out of style. Integrity never went out of style. Wherever Puff is wrong, I'ma say he wrong. Wherever I don't agree with Puff, I'ma say I don't agree. I don't agree with Puff's drug use. I don't agree with Puffy beating up Cassie. I'm not with that. He wrong for that, right? Puff had a mean drug problem. But as his lead attorney stated, none of this, what we've heard so far, is related to a racketeering conspiracy. Assault is not a part of racketeering conspiracy. All of these bad things that he do, his drug addiction, domestic violence, giving Cassie a black eye, giving Cassie a fat lip, is not racketeering. He has multiple girlfriends, right? That's not a part of racketeering. He's jealous. He's jealous of Michael B. Jordan. He's jealous of Chris Brown. And what he's trying to establish is that if he didn't love her, if he didn't care about her, and he didn't care about her, he wouldn't be reacting to jealousy the way that he does. Wayne 704 from the West Coast. Wayne, is you out there on the West Coast? How you doing? That's it. That's it. So if these news channels are not saying that, it is not full disclosure. This is full disclosure. Everything I've said on every video is full disclosure. Whether it's a point for Puff or a point taken away for Puff. Whether it's a point for the government or a point taken away for the government. I gotta tell you what it is. Right? Fanatical honesty. Fanatical honesty will get people to trust you. Fanatical honesty will get people to follow you. Fanatical honesty will get people to believe you. Fanatical honesty will get people to follow you. Everybody hit that thumbs up. I got 600 people ahead, only 200. Who that right there? Octa Pro. Aside from all the going on, I would like to know who turned him on to drugs. Puff never smoked or drank, just one. It go Aura Glow right there. Aura Glow right there. Right there. Fanatical honesty. That's all I'm gonna give you. That's all if they not saying this, they're deliberately excluding it because Puff is winning. Puffy's defense team, his lawyers, that all-star team, they destroying, they winning. They winning.
That's all right.
Yes, they is. Yes, they is.
Right. That just cost $8 million.
Listen to me.
How did that happen?
Cassie,
Need some boards
Cassie,
to come across the bottom
when Cassie,
to the top.
y'all can go back, go ahead.
Boards with the
When Cassie came on the stand,
friction boards.
let me say this, man. Let's get this out the way. Y'all still there? Y'all still there? If you still listening to me, put a 5 in the live chat. Cause I'm finna say this. It ain't gonna get no realer than what I'm finna say. Put a 5 in the live chat if you still listening. Put a 5 in there. I dare you to put a 5 in there. Okay, y'all listen. Okay. Badger Wolf. Badger Wolf with the $2 joint. Thank you, Badger Wolf. Listen. 2 months ago, check me out. May the sun, moon, and stars take my eyesight away so I don't get to see Little Sean no more. 2 months ago, I thought Puff was guilty. 2 months ago, I said, man, this nigga is dead in the water. He is done. 2 months ago, I believed everything I heard. 2 months ago, I said, Puff ain't got no chance. He's done. I came down here last Monday, and since I heard all 3 days, who's that right there? Slime the World. 07055%. Ever since I heard all 3 days of Cassie's testimony,
Easy, I'm 230. How much you weigh, nigga?
since I heard all of
How much you weigh?
Be 230 as a woman. You're over.
I want you what's coming out quick. My fucking fault. My fault. You built up. You built up. You built up. You built up. 7 years for assault, nigga.
Why are you saying that?
Ever-
Nobody worried about that.
ever since
The way she said it, like
Ever
I
since-
don't know her, but that's the info. I said nobody's worried about
ever since I heard all the testimony,
I watch your freaking podcast.
especially-
I podcast with you, man. And I don't see you
especially
walk past my smoke shop over by Taboo. Okay, I'm not gonna.
they getting ready to fight out here, y'all. They getting ready to fight.
Nobody worried about y'all in here working out.
Ever since,
I thought I nigga that
ever
was
since I heard,
excuse me.
Show me your bank account. I'll show you mine right now. Show me your
I thought a nigga that was broke said something.
bank account right now. Show me yours. Show me your bank account, right? Oh, he not talking about your face, man. People don't got money.
yeah, that's Queen's Flip right there. Ever since I heard the testimony of Cassie, and ever since Nicole Westmoreland destroyed Dawn Richard on the stand, caught her in 13 lies, and when I saw Cassie helping Puff instead of hurting Puff, I don't believe Puffy. I believe Puffy got a very good chance of beating this case. Check me out. Check me out. Y'all think about this part. If Puff did all these bad things to Cassie, and she hated Puff, she despised Puff, she wanted revenge against Puff, she wanted to get revenge on what Puff did to her. She hated his guts. This was her chance to bury Puff. Because Cassie, Anthony Brown, what's up? Cassie was a witness for the government. She could have got on the stand. Y'all listen to me. She could have got on the stand and lied and said, I seen Puff bring 200 kilos of coke from a drug cartel in Miami on his yacht. I seen Puffy get with little people age 9, 12, 13. I saw Puffy take somebody's LIFE. She could have said anything. She could have said anything, and the jury would have heard it. They would have believed it because that's been the narrative, and mainstream media would have jumped all over it. She could have buried Puff right there. Show him what's up. All right, I'm gonna call you right back in 5 minutes. I'm almost done with my life. All right. If she hated him, she could have. This could have been over. This trial could have been over because everybody, including me, we all sitting on the edge of our seat, saying, "Man, Cassie finna destroy this nigga. Cassie finna bury Puff. She got the bombshell. She got the thing that's gonna put him under." And it never came. It never came. We was all in the courtroom like, you saying you love him and that you still love him and you don't hate. Puffy looking good right now. Puffy looking good right now. Looking good right now. What's up? What's up? What's up? Come on, man. You want to say what's up to my people on the road?
What's up, little boy flip? Where you from, OG?
Jersey.
Jersey, it was Queens Flip. What's up, man? What you out here saying?
No, I've been in the trial. Come on here, Joe. And I watch you on Instagram too.
Got it.
I thought Cassie was gonna bury him, right? I thought Puff looks good at this point to me, man. You know, it don't look as bad as what they made it to look last month or 2 months ago, based on the testimony that I've heard, and I met your mom too. She's been in there.
Yes, my mom, yes.
Yeah, so
That's what made me stop here, because I drove by and I saw her here, so I stopped here.
yeah, so you know, Puff may be an unscrupulous businessman. He may be a piece of shit with jerking motherfuckers for money. He may domestic violence against Cassie 100%. He assaulted Cassie 100%, right? He may be a liar. He may be a drug addict. He may be all of those things. But this ain't no racketeering case. This ain't no racketeering. He don't deserve to go to prison for 15 years, 20, 30, or life for this. Cassie stated on the stand, I love him. They asked her, what about today? Do you love him? She said, yes, I love our family. I don't hate him. And Puff say he love her too. They both did this. That's been the whole testimony, man.
I have a question for you. Do you feel like, how old are you, Mama?
I'm 56.
Do you feel like, you was outside, you know how
Ain't no question.
how the rumbles and moves. So do you feel like back in the days, it was one way, and do you feel like it's hard for us to adjust it today? Meaning like
In terms of what?
As far as like how men deal with women, or how relationships is when niggas learn how to mind your business, things like that. Do you feel like, is it, when you look at it from your vision, right? Is it easy for you to adjust to today, coming from where you come from, as far as back in the day, how things, you have a domestic issue with your girl, and stay in the house, and between y'all figure it out, the world don't need to be in your business. Do you still follow those same things, or do you look at things from a different perspective?
No. What's going with me and my lady, if she called 5-0 on me, that's like a major violation. That's a major, you understand? This between me and you. But look, check this out. When he assaulted Cassie in LA, the police came to the crib, told Cassie, give me your ID. She was like, nah. They said, what happened? She said, I ain't telling you nothing. And her friend, the girl, Carrie Morgan, who's on the stand today, is telling Cassie, tell on this nigga, tell on him. She wouldn't do it. They asked her several times to cooperate against her. She wouldn't do it. And then went with him, went back to his house the same night and went to the movie premiere with him. So she had multiple times to bury him.
Do you believe this? Because a lot of people throwing the word Stockholm syndrome. Do you believe in that?
Nah, come on, man. Don't do that. I don't believe that.
Got it.
You understand?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Because she was jealous of Puff. Puff had like 4 or 5 honeys on the side. And then when she was dealing with Michael B. Jordan and Kid Cudi, Puff got and she was dealing with this nigga in the NFL. Puff was just as jealous. So your side piece, are you jealous of what your side piece do?
Not supposed to be.
But I'm just saying, like some of you just knocking down, you jealous of what she do? But what about the one you love? Ain't no question, me too. If I love this honey, you can't be on the phone with nobody, you with me. But something I don't care what you do. He's jealous. This girl, anybody coming near this girl.
So what are you trying to get to your audience and to the people? Like what
I'm telling them the truth. I'm telling them all the notes.
You got the documents a lot. It's a lot. Ooh.
I got the whole indictment,
Yo,
man.
look.
I got everything, man.
Wow.
Here's the indictment. You understand? This is Mark Agnefilo's letter, you know, in substitute of emotion. You know, I'm coming from the paperwork. You know, I did time in the Fed, so I'm not, this ain't my emotion. You understand what I'm saying? It's what's in the paperwork. If it's a point for Puff, I'm gonna give it to him. If it's a point for the government, I'm gonna give it to him. If it's a point taken away from Puff, I'm gonna take it away. You know what I'm saying? Like his whole drug thing, that nigga, they was getting high for 11 years, him and that girl, together, on hard drugs. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I ain't got high in 34 years, but both of them, they were getting high together, and they both testified to that because they showed text messages showing all that.
Got it.
It's a pleasure to meet you, man. Sean G. Podcast for Soul. I know y'all. I know y'all. You be causing trouble. You be going and y'all be almost starting to fight.
Salute, y'all. Shout out to OG. OG, I like that.
So that's what's up, man. Sean G. It don't never stop. Podcast for Soul. Holla at y'all later. Peace.